Good evening, and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston man, roll that beautiful bean footage.
We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's a We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
Ooh yeah, it's We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Vision Preparedness Rural 2IC, Teresa Buchanan, Blue Butterfly 20, Heavens Fire 18, Coffee First, Then Speak, Smokin' Swamp, Southern Tier Prepper, Betty Lou in the house. What's good, everybody? Gunslinger, what's happening? Great Lakes Reliance, thank you for stopping in from Michigan. Much appreciated. I hope you guys don't mind. There may be a little background noise tonight, but if there isn't any background noise, we will cease to exist because this man has had way too much heat. We're going to get tornadoed, says Eric. I hope not. I hope not, but it kind of looks pretty freaking nasty outside. Jay Downing, what's cracking? How's everybody doing tonight? All American Prepper, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Moldy Soldier in the house. Oops. Everybody here tonight. Everybody here tonight. Donald is here tonight, Livingston man. That's it. It's over. Johnny Preps in the house. Ghost Lincoln, what's happening? Thank you for stopping in tonight. I know you're busy, man, and I appreciate you listening along at work. Mr. Zero, what's good? It's We All Gonna Die fucking Wednesday, Livingston man. How many times we've been around this block now? There is some controversy, folks. There is some controversy because I was looking tonight, and if you look in the section of the live streams, you may find that there's two We All Gonna Die Wednesday 83s. Shit gets crazy, man. We get wild. Things happen, you know. POTB, what's good, brother? Yeah, so, Jay Downing busted his toe. Speaking of what's happening, ow. Thank you, Teresa. Happy hump day. Yeah, chilling. You all right, man? You look like the sun, the heat done got to you, bro.
I was reading the comments, Mike.
Oh.
I was initially fascinated by this fellow all the way up here with that strange font.
Gunslinger.
You know this motherfucker?
Yeah, Gunslinger's got some, yeah, man.
All right, I was on some what the hell is this?
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's
all
cool.
All right, you know that.
That's cool. Yeah. No,
Other than that, listen,
cool.
I don't know if y'all know what it's like to live in upstate New York, but let me see how the white balance handles this.
Ah! Good Lord. That
Right.
man needs some sunshine down
It's
under.
been 150 degrees as long as I can remember.
Yeah, very true.
Killing me, Smalls. All right, I have dehydrated, rehydrated, unhydrated, prohydrated. Yeah, I put every prefix on the word hydrate. I'm tired. And you know what? I'm hungry all the time too because I've just been washing all my food out with all this water. Yeah. And you got to slam Gatorade. You got to drink that salt water.
It's important.
You know?
It's important to hydrate, man. It really is.
Start getting confused and frustrated.
Water alone isn't the only thing. You do need to replenish those electrolytes and those salts, especially if you're sweating like outside today. I've been lucky enough to be working indoors.
You just had to stand still is all you had to do.
Yeah, you don't have to move very much to break a nasty sweat. And
that won't evaporate.
Donald says it was scorching hot in Apatoka, Florida today, Mike and the Livingston man. I'm glad I have AC. Yeah, if you guys are living without air conditioning, God bless you. And I hope you can find some somewhere. Go to the movies. Right. Going to the movies is always good for cooling off. Eric M1RV, what's happening? Grateful Preps, good to see you. Somebody said NY Prepper was in the house too. Could be. Greg is a great friend of the channel.
Could be.
Yeah. You never know when he's going to blow through, man. He's a busy guy, though. Busy guy. Vision says, Ohio will secede. Uh-oh.
No, succeed.
Succeed. Okay.
You can go ahead and secede. Now you give me...
Here I am starting controversy.
Instead of having to fire you.
Ohio secession. Livingston Man says Ohio will secede from the Union if elected president.
And I'll allow it. You can quit, otherwise I have to fire you.
Ooh, Water Tiger says 110 in Arizona.
But it's a dry heat.
I don't care how dry it is, man. 110. You cannot... I know, bro. I was born in the wintertime in the Northeast for a reason. El Guapo says, I was banned by NY Prepper. I don't know why. It may not have necessarily been NY Prepper, El Guapo. He's got a team of moderators there, and some of them go a little heavy-handed sometimes. And sometimes they really don't get a joke, and they tend to be heavy-handed, man.
I'm probably not allowed on his channel either. I think
Livingston Man going to tell you how it is.
This user has specifically blocked you.
Vision, thank you so much. Yeah, the
Ohio and Stick Together, all 7 of them.
They're all here too.
Good. You wonder why I gathered y'all here.
So the link that Vision just shared, I believe, is going to take you to the Teespring shop, where you can find our Livingston Man 2024 shirts, the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival shirts. There's a couple different varieties of Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival shirts, too. El Guapo says, tell him to unban me specifically if you're listening. El Guapo, I will actually reach out to him via text message and put a good word in for you, buddy. Oki Khan says, we only hit 94 today. Man, it's brutal. It's brutal. Gunslinger says, yeah, the Goon Squad mods are ferocious there. I'm blocked. Well, hey, it's... You know, he kind of runs a tight ship over there. And some of the mods were overstepping their boundaries from time to time, is the word that I have heard. So I'll put a good word in for you. Absolutely. Donald says, I'm stoned on potent weed and moon rock weed tonight.
Fucking yeah, he's on them Broward County bonbons, bro. Them Stoneberry Crunch, bro.
Smoking Swamp says, some mods are harsh. I like to think I have some of the best mods around, man. And we really promote the free speech thing around here. You're free to say what you want, as long as you're not bashing somebody outright or just talking blatant trash. You know, when we were doing the vertical video thing, and we would get some of the real ripe ones that would roll through. They were straight trolls, so I don't mind the mods taking care of the trolls. Or I don't know if you guys have been on YouTube long enough to remember the days when the porn bots used to come through the live streams, bro. They were bad. They were fucking relentless.
Yeah, they were so obvious, though. Except like Johnny Preps was living on that shit, though. He's like, he's friends with every one of them bitches on Facebook.
Anne-Marie, I'm not being rude. Hello. Good evening, and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
So why have we gathered here today? Well, there's a couple things. You know, we don't walk in here with a plan particularly. I mean, sometimes, you know, we were having a conversation earlier. Sometimes we have like some news article or some current event we want to discuss. Maybe we're having an event of our own, or we're doing a fundraiser, whatever. But other times we just really don't even know we were working all day and didn't give it a thought. Tonight is one of those nights. So,
Firefly Farm, good to see you.
What y'all want to talk about? I'll give you a couple shots, and don't be ridiculous neither. But I'm gonna take it to I wish I had Jeopardy music right now, and we'll just go on break. Mute your mic. That's what I'll do. All right, so I'm gonna give you all. Oh wait, I got it.
Roll it like that. Yeah, I mean.
There we go. So what we want to know, I'm going to wait a couple minutes here maybe, and if somebody comes up with something I want to talk about.
Oh, there it is. He's just putting the whole thing on mute while we wait for a topic from somebody in the chat.
That, you know what, that might be sooner than later, because
Pennsylvania preparedness. This is directed directly at you. The spam cookies, bro.
I might try that. I think the maple spam done with like maybe a honey barbecue rub, and you smoke that sucker, and then put it in
you're
the
gonna
cookie.
put, okay, so you're gonna put
I'm not putting raw
spam
in the cookie
inside of a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna slap this man.
People eat weirder shit than that.
Johnny Preps, the sound is cutting out intentionally.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
The mic on the overhead camera is working fantastically. Livingston Man is hitting the mute button. Rural 2IC says, topic, the Caleb House auction tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rural 2IC has put together a fabulous auction tonight. All of the proceeds will be going to the Caleb House, I believe, which is an amazing charity that helps folks who are the victim of child sex trafficking. It helps them get back into everyday life. This is kind of like a halfway house for the people who are forgotten about.
This is a Bears thing.
Yeah, this is Bear Independence brainchild. And it's an incredible program.
You'd be out there doing the right
And
man.
Please, if you guys are not doing anything later and you have some cash to spare, please go check out the Caleb House auction at Rural 2IC's Facebook, or no, I'm sorry, YouTube channel. If one of the mods could please share a link to Rural 2IC's live stream tonight, it would be greatly appreciated. And we will pin it to the top of the chat.
Speaking of pinning, here's one. I like this one. I was talking about this the other day. Remember, I think I hit you up in a text about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Entertainment post SHTF. And I was saying, I was like, well, anybody that's got like acoustic instruments, let's call it, I don't know, like clarinets and acoustic guitars.
Gypsy, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
These fancy girls hanging out here, the ones you see, they don't do nothing if there's not electricity. They just kind of sound like meh.
Yeah.
But so many acoustic instruments are not only immune to EMP and everything. It's a piece of wood with strings on it.
Yeah, as long as you have some strings and there's no big holes in it, it's still going to sound all right.
There's people that know how to sing. There's going to be the guy that knows how to play the guitar. Eventually, somebody's going to make some logs and things into drums, and we'll start banging on floors and stomping and clapping. I think people will just start over and do the same things we always did, and even be putting on plays and whatnot, like sitting down having fire, telling tall tales.
Boom. Thank you, Vision. Thank you, Coffee. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
I think that's where entertainment will go. More like the Wild West, the frontier kind of thing.
Harmonicas and what were those called?
Not Deliverance. The mouth harp.
Yeah.
Maybe, and people got these things. They will survive, especially a grid down scenario, but also like any sort of EMP thing. And music.
East Tennessee, have a great night.
It'll be an interesting time. And like I said, people will put on plays. Like some guy will have a projector and have a makeshift movie theater. And blah, blah, blah.
We've done it ourselves, Livingston, man. We had a bug out weekend, and Johnny Preps came through. Johnny Preps came through with a USB-powered movie projector. And another one of our guests had a battery bank with them. And we plugged the battery bank into the movie projector, paired with some cellular service, and we were watching old Mike Tyson fights and old boxing matches on a sheet, basically, in the middle of the woods.
Strung up on like a clothesline.
So a lot of things are possible. If you're worried about the EMP stuff, I would say saving the digital stuff probably isn't for you. You're going to want to look more towards like board games, card games, dominoes, dice, things like that. Those have entertained people for millennia, some of those things. And
Mrs. Livingston plays this game. I'm going to butcher it, but I want to say it's called Mancala.
Okay.
It's this weird thing with these stones.
Okay.
And you have to.
Interesting.
It's very addictive. She knows this secret how to always win that I ain't figured out yet. But it's all the way back from like the Bedouin tribes in like northern Africa.
Yeah.
Because you can play it with anything. You can just
grab rocks or sticks or anything and do it.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The Prepping Mantis says, I've been gathering puzzles, crosswords, and coloring books, board games, and skill-based books like how to knit and etc. That's fantastic, bro. And yard sales, guys. If you can hit up, it's yard sales season.
People don't know what they got.
You can save a fortune by stopping at some of these yard sales and picking up board games for a couple of bucks. Throw them on the shelves in the back and, you know, do your thing. I personally am not too worried about a real deal EMP, honestly. I think it's a less likely scenario. So I've been storing music on thumb drives. And I'll put music on thumb drives. I have a couple old iPods and stuff that I keep chargers for. I don't really use them, but I keep them alive. Just in case the day comes when I might need the 3,000 to 5,000 songs that's on there. I don't want to get stuck with like one cassette tape and a Walkman. That would really suck. Moldy Soldier says, I got nicotine gum at a yard sale the other day for a box, $1 for a box of 20. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Scavenger hunts are simply based on trying to teach kids how to forage.
Yeah.
What the other guys say? I seen it. Playing cards now, because now what you can do is you can gamble for one.
Yep.
People love cards, especially there's so many different things you can do with just a deck of cards.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Stick with us.
I ate so much dust today. It's super humid and hot, and yet it won't rain significantly.
It's nasty. Not enough. Southern Tier Prepper says you can burn your iTunes to CDs too. That's right.
Now, CDs actually deteriorate over time, although if kept in their cases away from sunlight, they more or less won't. But some like digital media actually has a lifespan.
Roaming Prepper, what's good, brother? Yeah.
It goes in order of actually magnetic tape will start to like deteriorate and become unplayable.
Okay.
Because of whatever the.
I know records, if they get too hot, they're wax.
Right now, especially modern vinyl is probably better suited than like old school vinyl. But they had what they called heavy vinyl.
Okay.
When you heard somebody say put it on wax.
Yeah.
They would make a wax cut and then they would press a super heavy vinyl version that was like calibrated to run exactly at a speed. That stuff is different, but that's film quality stuff. Like you're talking to Master from Hollywood's on stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But it's also super duper flammable. So when the warehouses that held that caught fire, they
really burnt. Donald says cigars are getting more expensive in Apatoka, Florida. Mike and the Livingston Man. That's something that they jacked the tax on here again, too, with cigars, I believe. When I quit smoking, they were jacking the tax on everything in New York State.
I should probably learn how to play the guitar. Blue Butterfly's right.
Yeah. A stringed instrument. A piano is not something you can carry with you, but... if you're thinking bug-out entertainment, think about things that you could get into your backpack. The dice, the deck of cards, a harmonica...
minstrels have always been a thing. Jesters have always been a thing.
Yeah. I mean, they used to carry those things on their back, bro. And they'd sling them out and play a tune.
Sir Robin.
Yeah. Mr. Zero says, I can't get my mini cigars as cheap as I used to. Yeah, man, they're taxing us straight up out of fucking life anymore, bro. Straight up out of life.
What's interesting talking about media preservation is whether it's myth or not, I feel like it's not. But there was a story about this vase that they made from Roman times, all the way like a couple 1,000 years old or something. Like that.
Right.
It was made in Rome by a person, and when this person was using, they had a pottery wheel. They made a jar. Okay.
Right.
And as it's spinning, they're using a needle to put
carvings
a texture in it as it's spinning.
Okay. Yeah.
So it has this.
Yeah.
Thing to it. What they found is that
Interesting.
the actual sound waves of the marketplace where this was being constructed were recorded in this seismograph, a reverse, the way you play a record,
Okay.
The grooves are in the record and the needle picks them up.
Right.
What happened here is the needle was recorded. And when played back, it was suggested that what you were hearing was the sound of an ancient Roman marketplace.
No kidding. Wow. That's pretty wild, bro. Awesome. I'd love to fucking hear that, dude.
The only way to actually absolutely leave your mark on the world forever is to chisel your whatever it is.
Your name in stone. Yeah, right.
When the Earth flies into the sun, there will be only a handful of things left that were man-made, and one of them will be the Hoover Dam, I believe the Three Gorges Dam, and the pyramids. Everything else will not survive the billion years up until then.
Interesting. Coffee First Then Speak says, I've been stocking up on books, both educational and entertainment. I'm a big reader. eBay is great for them. Books are highly underrated, Livingston, man, especially in today's digital society. You know, I'm saving things to, little tiny flash drives. You know, I got thousands of songs on there.
Controversial old books like Ayn Rand, and I have to say, the Bible. The older the book, the more close to what the
original text was.
Yes. These days, everything is sanitized, or it's been changed, or they've removed parts of it. Old books are worth more than they look like they are if you're inclined to be ready to learn about what they have to say.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Vision says, I have tons of ebooks on a 1 terabyte portable drive. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I know that Paul J. Conroy Sr. gave me a thumb drive full of books. Fantastic books, too.
Anybody who's got Amazon Prime, you have free ebooks. You should just go get them.
Absolutely. If you're on Amazon and you have Amazon Prime, there is a whole list of free stuff that you have available to you. And you should totally take advantage of these things. I found out that my Spotify actually includes ebooks as well, Livingston Man, which is really cool.
Yeah, plus you get Amazon Music, which is almost the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Now, of course, that's leaning completely away from books, as we're discussing the physical ones where you turn pages.
Yeah, not just the E ones, but So I think the biggest hurdle with books is storage, right? Books take up a lot of space. They're very heavy, especially when you get large amounts of them stacked together. Not
particularly portable. Where's our GPU going nuts? Probably because we're in this big cool thing we're doing here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, there we go.
We don't want to slow it down too much.
Robert Bates, what's happening, brother?
So the curators of the original Library of Alexandria would stop every ship that came into port, confiscate their books, copy them, and give them back the copies.
Oh,
interesting. The loss that occurred, why humans are the way they are now, why we are learning things, why we look at ancient technology, we don't know how it works and don't understand, and we blame aliens and gods and angels.
Blame everybody.
Is because whoever it was that started the fire that burned the Library of Alexandria, this building held all the knowledge in the world. By force, give us your books.
Oh, that's terrible.
It all burned down, and basically the Dark Ages occurred from then forth. We had to learn everything again. Some of this possibly taught by people who weren't from here.
Yeah. Gunslinger 67 says, I can't do ebooks. I've tried several times. My brain is not wired for it or something. I don't know.
You can't get into it. The blue light from the screen is killing you.
So reading pages on a screen is definitely not for me. I will listen to an audiobook any day. Now, what I've found recently is that some of the folks who read the audiobooks are fucking terrible at it. And I am here to offer my services to anybody who wants me to read your ebook out loud. No problem. No questions asked. We'll figure it out and I'll do it. Because some of the greatest books ever, I couldn't fucking listen to them because of the narration alone. I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
And it hurt my feelings to have to, turn off 1984 because the narrator absolutely fucking sucked. Yardbird says, Livingston Man burned down the Library of Alexandria in his previous life.
They took my original copy of Superman. They're like, yo, here's a shittily constructed revision of your awesome. I went in there. I said, listen, that or it's all going down. They made the choice. I presented the option. They chose. All right.
Southern Tier Prepper says you could read Rurals. It's good, but hey, if you want it on audiobook, bro, I'll lock myself in the studio and turn all the noise off and read it aloud for you. Where was it? Coffee says, don't offer until you know what you're reading. Yeah, well, I have to do a proofread first, right?
Yeah, you got. That's the way it goes too, because you know some of these people are just like, I got bills to pay.
Next thing you know, you're reading some.
Just say the line, shill.
What the hell? 50 Shades of Grey shit, and no thanks. Mr. Zero says, I still wonder about the Holy Seas Library and what they have hidden. I think there's a lot of stuff in this world that exists that people know exists that we're not allowed to really know about because it may directly contradict the truths that we've been told or the stories that I can't even call them truths anymore. I'm just going to call them the myths that we've been told.
History is written by the victor.
Yeah.
How many of you were taught as a fact that Christopher Columbus, for one, discovered America? And a lot of.
Yep, that's me. They got me.
We propagate propaganda in schools to young children, even here in America. You know this if you are a vocal or perhaps a silent critic of things like what's called critical race theory. You're worried they're
Roman Prepper, have a great night, bro.
They have an agenda in their education of my children, but you fail to realize, I think, some of you, that the agenda they had to educate children worked on you too. It's why you hate communism. It's why you have the views that you have. It's why you're America first, America. It's why you're patriotic in the first place. I stand for the anthem and shit. That propaganda worked on you too, and it's why you hold the beliefs you do. You don't just turn out this
Mr.
way.
B Local, what's good, brother?
The same things they're attempting to shift and do perceivedly to children today were already done to you and worked out to their advantage at the time. Now it's not fitting what we're trying to do.
Grateful Praise says, nah, it's because communism sucks. Like, that's a hug, Grateful Preps. That's for you. Love that. Pat on the back. Let's see. The Prepping Manta says, most people today don't know what's known right in front of them, yet alone all the stuff they keep hidden. That's very true, my friend. Very, very true.
At this point, unless they're super duper old or have some unholy access to the so-called esoteric information, again, when Homie talked about the decline of the Library of Alexandria, what happened was there wasn't proper curation. They were simply confiscating everybody's books and piling them up. Nobody really knew what was in them or whatever. It's like book, take, copy.
Give them the copy or what you want them to read. Maybe not necessarily a copy,
sure,
right?
Then this must have started to happen as well. Oh, this is too. It's like nobody knows what's in the Vatican, just like by some.
So it's everything being so digital now. I've been noticing them slightly altering definitions of things, especially historical documents like the Constitution, for instance. If you go on to the internet and you search a couple different places for the Second Amendment, you're going to find it written very many different ways. Same with the First Amendment, the same with the Second, the Third, the Fourth, the Fifth. They're all going to be written differently by different people, right? A different interpretation of it, I would call it. And the more digital everything becomes, the less true to the original meaning these things are going to be, Livingston Man.
I saw, what's the younger generation of kids now? What are we calling them? Are they Zoomers? Or Xenials? The ones that say shit like bussin' and no cap?
I think they have come all the way back around to the A. I don't know
Aidens. Let's call them that.
Okay.
Well, so I seen a book straight translated into that language. It was like Mr. and Mrs. Frumpadump were basically mid, no cap. They thought they was straight bussin'.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a tough language, a tough language to understand, and but at any rate, Mrs. Frumpadump was a straight Karen, and it just translated an actual piece of literature into this hogwash.
Oh,
and
Lord.
This is a real thing. Kids apparently somewhere are talking this language.
Listen, please.
Something about a skibbity-bee toilet.
Please.
I hate to even give it credence.
Please. I understand that
Ohio is a thing.
Every generation has their fucking Ohio thing. Every generation has their quirks and ticks. We kind of coined the term dude. Everybody became dude and bro, and we had our things.
We started. Bro.
Are the kid? Give me a 1 in the chat if the kids are pushing the very limits of the fucking English language nowadays. Give me a 1 in the chat, please. I'll wait because I don't know some of the shit that they're talking about anymore. I've heard some terms in my own household that it's like I wish my AI could translate it for me.
I'm not afraid, bro. I go on Google. I'm like, what is straight bussin'?
I don't fucking know. I cannot possibly, the way, as fast as their mouths move, I cannot keep up in real time. Donald even says I don't fucking know what they're saying.
You gotta stay up on the lingo, and you want to kill that shit dead. Learn how to talk it and speak it to them.
I am afraid that I am agreeing to things I wouldn't otherwise agree to, Livingston.
I can't imagine what your children are saying.
This is my concern. Johnny Prep says 1, brah. Gunslinger says, man, we did the same shit in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
You ever heard somebody speak jive? Hey, man, this man cold turkey.
Gunslinger, did we really speak gibberish, or did we just say other words and associate them with things?
We weren't speaking gibberish.
It wasn't gibberish, bro. It was actual English, dude. Dude.
You ever been told a story by a 5-year-old?
And when he said, meh, I mean, you bought right into it. Moonsprouts, good to see you, sister. Thank you for stopping by. Mr. Zero says technology has changed the speed of stupidity. Mr. Zero, you just won the internet for a day.
The term bro is gender neutral. You can call your mother bro these days, like bro.
Oh, man. Southern Tier Prepper has it down. She said, bussin' is good. Skibbity is bad. Riz is swag/game.
All right, now I don't understand.
No cap is no shit.
I have seen Ohio attached to this new kid language thing. I swear to God, they had a picture of it. They were like words that are not allowed in the classroom, and it was like skibbity bee, Riz,
Grateful Preps. Have a great night, sister.
Ohio. Yeah, but nobody want to admit Ohio's on the list of words you ain't allowed to say in that bitch's classroom. Cody, cherry picking your facts, man. All right? Why don't we get the whole story here?
Robert Lenahan said you a jive-ass turkey.
Jive-ass turkey, so I'm talking.
Robert just won the internet for a day, too.
Prepping Mantis killed him.
Blue Butterfly says change the perspective. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Vision said Ohio is busting.
That's cap.
Please.
That's cap, no risk, bro.
Maybe that's how we get
cap, no
that's
risk.
How we got to get
Skibbity bee toilet.
That's a shitty toilet, I guess. Oh, man.
No, the easiest way to kill a stupid trend is embrace it wholeheartedly. Yo, your son want to come home wearing capri pants, come out rocking them shits next day. What do you think? He ain't gonna wear that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Take whatever they think is cool and adopt it and take it away from them. Make them suffer.
Robert Bates, listen. In today's gender fluid society, okay, it is much safer for me as a person to monotonely call every person I see dude. Everybody is forevermore dude. No dudette. Just gender neutral dude.
Well, so,
dude.
Bro, dude,
dude,
gender neutral,
it's
man.
safe. It's dude.
You know what? I could say a word that's gender neutral, but
dude,
it hits a little hard.
Dude.
Oh, you want me to speak English, do you, love? Fine then. Fuck New York. This is York, and this is a Duke of York. You can refer to me as such. Duke of
Keep
Livingston.
the Red Bull in. Swallow.
Right then. What sort of English you want me to speak? I bet I'll be an Australian then. Australians speak when they do this.
Eric, dude, bro. Just dude. Just dude.
Death. That's Australian for dying.
Dying.
But proper English is a bit dead.
Rick Mavic time. What's good, brother?
And you shall be hung to death, sir.
Blue Butterfly says cousin works. Yeah, but people don't like that
No.
family thing, the bro thing. People are like, I'm not your bro. It's like, okay, all right, just dude. Dude, Rick Mavic says, hey you, I'm with it.
Punk.
I'm with it.
Kid. We always called each other kid. We were kids and still call each other that.
Let's just call everybody, excuse me.
Slugger.
Excuse me.
Hey, Tiger.
Excuse me. Hello to the wife, Eric. Hello, hello, hello. Donald says, I miss the South Bronx mic in the Livingston, man. Donald, I don't know how long it's been since you've been there, but it may look a whole lot different now than it did.
Now, like, New Yorkers talk a little different, okay?
Yardbirds.
Is it Brooklyn? Am I
one.
doing Brooklyn now? I'm doing Brooklyn. I don't even know. How do they talk in the Bronx? I don't even know. I think I'm doing
what you do is you go to the Angry Preppers
is it
channel.
the Bronx? They call it the Bronx, right?
It's the Bronx.
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 Like a fucking goose.
It's
Bronx.
onks. It's onks.
They don't even say the B and R. They just call it the
it's the onks.
Okay.
It's the onks.
Maybe the B and R would be a cooler thing. So I don't know how to speak New York. So all I wrote is people out, and sometimes that's probably New Jersey too. You know, you puff your lips out a lot when you talk.
The Long Island accent,
and talk over everybody
the New York
else and
City
be louder
accent,
than them.
they
So this
never
way,
leave.
honey, and be ridiculous.
That's Long Island right there.
Long Island.
That's Long Island right there. Coffee first, then speak will tell you that is Long Island.
Long
Island.
Long Island. My mother's from Long Island. Okay, Roslyn Heights, throw it down for me.
Robert Bates getting controversial in the chat.
What he's
saying women are ma'am and men are sir. Any questions? It's no sir, ma'am.
I got a question.
Strong Island. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What the fuck? That's my question. Scientists working around the clock to try and discover what the actual fuck.
And they still ain't found it.
Stay tuned for updates.
Blue Butterfly. Hey, hillbilly is what it is, man. I've been to Ohio.
Literal man in a dress. I'm like, chill out, dude. All right,
dude.
Otherwise, I try to tiptoe around it. I don't fucking live these people's lives. I don't need to bring perceived hate to them by making some dumb mistake. I did call. I fucked the gender up one time. I called a person who did not want to be identified as a woman. This was a woman who looked much like a man, but was doing it right. Kind of looked like that dude from Green Day. But it was a chick, but I kind of was like, it's the dude from Green Day. So I was like, oh, whatever. I said some shit like, whatever, dude. So then I just learned to call everybody, I just learned to call everybody the C word. It works better.
Oh, man. El Guapo wants to know, 5% beer here in Canada, what's yours?
5.
I think
4.2
I think they're
here.
But you can most definitely go to the store and buy like an 8 or 9% alcohol by volume beer.
Worse than that. You got like 11, 10, 13% over there. Fucking.
Thank you, Vision. Appreciate it, brother. Vision, and I want to thank you for the hookup with Opus.
Something new coming on,
all said and done, man. All said and done. When I saw what they were willing to do for people like Wolfgang and anybody who really needs a solar generator, I had to reach out to them and say, you're the kind of company that we would like to work with. And we got a couple other surprises up our sleeves here in the very near future. The floodgates are opening, Livingston, man.
So I've been watching that show.
Keep going.
Forged in Fire.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
All right, not that I want to make knives because that's just hot. I'm already hot. I ain't fucking doing that.
No, God bless those
But
guys.
they got that one dude, which is, I think his name is Jay Nielsen. He like straight tries to break people's shit. Like let me see that. And fucking goes crazy with shit. So I want to do that. I want to start doing that with these products. I'm not throwing them off buildings and shit. But like, let's push it. What does it take? The industry needs me.
Yes. We are going. Beyond testing, we're going to call it the Livingston Man torture.
I'm going to torture it. I'm going to push it to something. I want to make all the pain leave its body. I want to remove all doubt. I want to know where the edge is, and I intend to send whatever it is right to that line.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do it. Well,
because they say dumb shit like waterproof and durable and portable, and it's like, I'll find out.
They don't say things like waterproof. I promise.
Don't tell me it's water resistant.
No. They don't even claim any water or anything. Not with Opus. No, there's no waterproof nothing. They tell you no. So I read that.
Now, see, we're going to present the product in a way where we're going to try to get you guys to buy it, especially if it's good. Well, in fact, only if it's good.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even go there. But the other thing is, maybe I shouldn't be trying to destroy solar generators.
No.
But other, stuff. I just want to try and break shit. It looks like a fun job. Like, can you break it? I don't know.
Well, we are going to prepping Mantis. The peak refuel is, we'll call it water resistant before opening, but then you're gonna want to add water to it. I promise you that. Vision Preparedness says, Ohio, Livingston Man, are we prepping the hot air balloon for you? Free Livingston.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he's coming to Ohio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ohio Air National Guard in a fucking looked like they inflated a gym parachute.
Awesome. Lori Hyman says, I was able to get help from Opus for a generator. That's fantastic, Lori. That's absolutely fantastic. Susie Q is listening to y'all while I'm push mowing the yard. Much appreciated, Susie Q.
I've seen those
fixing
margaritas
things.
in
Now
the
we're
can.
talking. Yeah.
No, not fixing them. I want to break them. Now, and the other, I guess, thing was how easy is it to fix after I fucked it up? Just do how people are, like, and they do just, I fell out the back of the truck. Can it fall out the back of the truck? Can it, if I hit it with a sledgehammer, it's going to break. I know that.
Yeah.
I want to know, can it handle the so-called accidents you really wish didn't happen?
I think I want to take a look at this thing from the standpoint of there's no more power grid and we've got to get shit done, Livingston Man. We have to mend fences. We've got to do some shit. Can this thing really help us do some shit?
You almost got to write your doctrine. Like, what do you do with it?
Yeah, I think that's the spin that we're gonna put on it for them. That I don't think they see it coming yet, but
the aliens.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Livingston Man, he gonna show it to you.
And the aliens will come. I promise you that.
Nathan's hot dogs tonight, Donald. That's Long
show 'em
Island
what
right
we
there.
got.
You better have mustard on your hot dogs. If you ain't got mustard on your hot dogs, they're not really hot dogs. Southern Tier Prepper says the well pump is the #1 use for us. That is fantastic.
That's what I'm in the market to get one for, because we're on a well here. Now, not so far away from us, there's municipal water with gravity-fed systems that won't have to rely on that. Where I live, I have to. Power goes out, I don't have water. I got what's pressurized in the tap, and that's it.
Yardbird says, I'm going to have to read a book after this stream just to help replace the IQ points I have just lost. Just saying. My sincerest apologies for the dead brain cells, Yardbirds.
They grow back, come to find out. You remember them telling you that? That was a lie.
Yeah. Vision Preparedness says, facts, my Mega 2 powers a lot. 120 volt air compressor. Now we're talking. When you get into the bigger Opus generators, the 220 plug right on the face of that thing, Livingston, man. They're no joke.
I'm a qualified electrical technician. I can make things happen.
Oh, man. Robert Lenahan says it's a Frankfurter. A Frankfurter. Christopher Walken. It must be the noise canceling. Gives you the Shatner pause.
No, it doesn't. It just makes it sound like you're talking on a cell phone a little bit.
Up,
like we're talking to you guys on the phone.
Up,
no, because Mike just sounds like that. Y'all are so lucky to have that pure Hudson Valley water. Yeah. You're also so lucky to have sulfur and iron and have to rely
the
on
sulfur, man.
filtration.
The sulfur. If I move into a home and it has sulfur water, I am putting a reverse osmosis system in like immediately.
So fucking wasteful. Reverse osmosis sucks.
It's a constant pressure system.
I'm going to tell you why your plumber loves reverse osmosis so much. It fucking sucks, requires a ton of maintenance, and is a pain in the ass. For every gallon of water you produce, you waste like 20. It's the worst thing to put on a well system. It constantly runs and regenerates, wastes water. Don't fucking get a godforsaken reverse osmosis system unless you have literal toxins in your water. Don't do it. Just get a pre-filter, a freaking, what do they call that thing? It's a raindrop. I got it from Amazon. It was $100. You plug it into your freaking cold water. It's got a little tap, and it goes through this big filter canister, and you have clean water.
Yeah, man.
On demand without wasting your already limited well supply. You got what's in that giant pipe, and that's it. Here's reverse osmosis, pumping it into your leach field. Grass is growing great. You're dying of dehydration.
Southern Tier Prepper says her aunt with severe psoriasis sought out a home with sulfur water. It helped her immensely. Interesting. You know, everything has its pros and its cons, right?
Softeners are also very bad. They pump salt water into your leach field, poison your immediate environment.
Rabid Coyote, good to see you, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Lori says, get a Berkey. Those aren't bad. Those aren't bad at all.
Municipal water struggles with the chlorination and fluoridation. Depending on what kind of person you are, you may or may not agree with fluoridation.
Yeah, Gunslinger, we are fortunate up here. The water in the Hudson Valley is pretty good in most places. Some folks have trouble getting and keeping water.
It depends on where your well is.
I have so many minerals in my water. It's not even funny. It's like the hardest of hard water. Ed Bennett says, hey all, upstate New York, my area under a tornado watch, but made the stream. Appreciate it, Ed. Yeah, we're watching, man. It's been windy, and the wind here has been weird today, Livingston, man. It's kind of swirly twirly. 1 second it's in your face, and it's behind you. Papa's Farm, what's good, brother?
So there's this Hudson weatherman, I call him.
Okay.
His explanation for that is that, like, where we are sitting physically now, you and I,
right,
where there's two systems that are kind of breaking apart because of the Catskill Mountains, and we're in between the two of them, and that's why the wind is pushing and pulling and going every other way.
Oh, okay.
It's north and south of us are going to get possibly wrecked. Yeah. We're going to be pretty safe right in our little runway.
Just because of the sheer back and forth here?
Right across directly from us, where all the shit tends to come from, the Catskill Mountains make this ramp, and the storms glide up over it and go over us.
Gotcha. El Guapo says, I have that manual pump Swiss filter with extra filters. Forgot what it's called. Buried in my closet. It sounds like a Catadine.
I grew up, I lived in Hudson for a while. I drank the municipal water. Fuck that guy talking about your shirt. I ain't never heard of him.
Steve Russell, that's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious.
What kind of shirt you wearing? What's your shirt say?
The Pizza Hut. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, it is kind of cringe. We're surrounded by water and not a drop to frink. South Florida, nothing but salt water, bro. You need a desalinization plant.
It'd be cool if they did that, but they refuse to because it's expensive.
Southern Tier Prepper says, my mom keeps sending me TMU links for solar deep well pumps. I don't think I'd trust it. They use them, man. They use them. Long term, maybe not.
You're going to put the China in your well? You're going to put China directly in your well? What you gonna do?
Do it. Do it. Mine's a ghost shirt, says Blue Butterfly.
Now, conversely, folks that don't have to worry about having to lift water from a well, perhaps you're on a municipal system.
TMU, yeah.
So what's going to happen with a municipal water supply is it could possibly become contaminated quickly due to lack of maintenance, shutdown of equipment, this other thing. Yeah, the water will flow, but what water is flowing here? Nice brown water coming out of the tap looks great. With maybe nobody around to maintain the infrastructure.
Yeah.
People with a well might have less than you.
Yeah.
But their water is drinkable, and yours is going to quickly not. You'll be put under boil water advisories. Except there's nobody there to tell you to boil the water. You get to get sick and find out for yourself that you should have.
Ed says I had my well dug 380 foot and put a 1-horse pump in it. Fantastic.
Everybody's just mad in the chat now because I shit on reverse osmosis. It's a fucking scam.
I don't think everybody's mad.
You know,
Robert Lenahan, yeah, bro. The Grail. If you use a Grail GeoPress, it will purify muddy pond water. Purify. I pressed water right out of Lake Taconic. You could see the suntan lotion floating on the surface.
Let's do this. Okay, so I keep seeing this
Done it.
childish argument presented, and then no one bothers to explain what they mean by this. All right.
Okay.
All right. Bunch of people come in, mad, smart, bunch of PhDs in the chat. I'm a water filtration expert. I'm going to tell you one thing. There's a difference between filtered water and purified water. And then they fucking refuse to elaborate like an asshole. So please.
So filtered water is just removing, like your house filter, right? You drill your well,
particulate filter.
The water gets pumped up and it goes through, hopefully, a whole house filter, right? And that's just catching sediments, fine sediments and things like that, dirt and stuff that could get in and mess up your plumbing. It's not going to mess you up so much, but it's less desirable looking.
Water.
Less desirable looking water without it. And it's going to catch some of those particulates that might mess up like your water heater or the screens in your sink. You know, the water comes out all funny because there's stuff in there. So it helps with that. That's filtered water.
So we call that pre-filtering.
Well, no, that's actually for your house with your well. That's basically all you have is that one single filter, right? Some folks have, like you said, softeners and reverse osmosis systems and all this other stuff in the basement that the water comes in, then it runs through all these systems, and then they drink the water that comes out the other side. For me, it's just a whole house filter that does the sediment. The water is clean enough that I don't have to treat it with anything. But it is very mineral rich. We end up with a lot.
Filtered water?
We have hard water, but filtered water at home.
Now, I would say water is
purified water is taking that filtration a step further. Where my filter at home may do 1 micron and take out small dust and particulates. 1 micron is really, really small. You can't even see it with the naked eye.
So
when I purify water, I'm taking it down to 0.01 microns. Now I'm removing things like bacteria, protozoa, some heavy metals, perhaps some chemicals that are big enough particulate-wise to get trapped in that filter. That's purifying water. That's taking it another step. Now there's other ways to purify water, but that's one of them. You know, with a standard filter. E. coli, exactly, Vision.
So
that's one
that can get
boiled water
trapped. Purified water?
Yes, you're purifying your water. You're killing any contaminants in it by boiling in it. You're purifying your water that way. But when you boil water, if you distill it, you remove all of those minerals from the water, and you end up with water that if you consume it over the long term, it's actually going to do more harm. It'll keep you alive in the short term, but long term, it's going to get you in trouble because all those minerals are gone and your body requires those.
So in essence, extremely purified water is actually not
very good for you. No. When you go to the store, you don't buy a jug of distilled water. You buy the spring water or the drinking water.
You put distilled water in your clothes iron so it doesn't oxidize all over the thing.
Correct. So you don't end up with those white calcification marks all over it.
All right, because now for a minute I've been seeing this argument get passed back and forth, and it seems like just a
Yeah, they're two different sides of the same coin.
well, no, it's a punchline that know-it-alls are using, and then not
they don't
explaining
expand
themselves.
on it. It sucks. Vision says mycroplasma, protozoa. Correct. All things that you filter out when you're boiling or purifying, which is taking those filtration levels down even further. You know?
Right, and so there are certain, like now, chemicals and whatnot perhaps might not be affected by boiling.
Correct. Whereas filtration may help better remove those. Some chemicals and things, if you boil it, you might actually make it worse, you know? So, Lori says you use distilled water for a CPAP. Yeah, it's great because they don't build up any minerals. There's no minerals left in the water.
Right, when you need to absolutely control
it's very, very clean.
The chemical, and yeah, there's no stuff to gum up the system or clog anything up.
Yeah, that's right, El Guapo. Distilled water in the old deep cycle batteries. I only drink bottled water from the mouth of the Amazon River.
That's what I'm saying.
Right on, Tuck. Right on.
So my rebuttal to the purified water thing. Now, of course, the time period I'm going to refer to was very, very much different. But essentially, us as humans did not go down, in our earliest days, go down to the vending machine, get us a bottle of Dasani that's been reverse osmosis out of the Hudson River. We drank out of mountain streams and puddles and wherever else we could find water.
Yep. The cistern out back that we dug the big hole and let all the rainwater collect.
Waterborne illnesses have probably done their fair share of damage to the human population.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Things you're looking out for. Now, there are other things. I don't drink out of a stream unless you know what's upstream of it.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Well water people have this same problem.
Artesian well people can, yeah. You can contaminate your neighbor's well if your septic's not done properly.
Or yours is done, but they haven't taken into account the layout of the neighborhood and so on and so forth. And eventually, everybody's just seeping things into the ground, but also sucking water out of it.
Yeah.
You live downhill from a graveyard. You might want to get
Livingston, man, I gotta hit the bathroom.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
I gotta.
We're only 1 minute. You can't wait a minute.
I'll wait a minute.
Jeez, we almost made it. We were 2 minutes late, so actually you got 3.
I thought it was. I didn't think it was. I thought we had plenty more time. I didn't realize it was.
We're on a schedule here. Ain't nobody even hit the money button, so we're doing it.
I had to make distilled water all the time for my wife's O2 generator moisturizer. Yeah, distilled water is important, especially if you're putting it in any kind of equipment. You want distilled water. You don't want all of those minerals and things to accumulate inside your devices. This is why you use distilled water. AJ Andrews, what's good, brother? Long time no see.
I want to say on my way out.
You're right, Southern Tier Prepper.
Y'all take me the wrong way. It's you so-called Ohioans. You exist. You are real people. I see you. You exist. The thing that you haven't figured out yet is that where you think you are is not where you are.
So you're telling me they're in like this Illinois, Pennsylvania thing? There's no Indiana and Pennsylvania just met in the middle.
You've been conditioned to like be patriotic about this experiment, like this colony of Ohio.
Eric, thank you.
It's not you. It's the message that you've inadvertently accepted that the place you live is a place. And the thing is, it's been lied to. I know it hurts. I know you can't believe it.
Livingston, man, bringing the holy hell to you.
Some of these people are so hopelessly dependent on Ohio that it is dangerous to try to convince them otherwise. Morpheus said that.
XNYC.
I hear no rebuttal.
I tell you what, Astain85 has a serious shit hit the fan question. What about our zoos?
Instantly.
Anything that's behind the electric gate. I don't know about you, Livingston man, but I am looking forward to some zebra steaks, bro. Zebra steaks.
Unfortunately, what's going to happen is that these poor animals are going to be left to die. Maybe some opportunistic people are going to come and get his zebra cakes there, but bro.
I want my zebra cakes! Blackbird, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. We out of here. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Peace.